Hi everyone, welcome to IELTS Preparation Episode 5 Speaking Test Part 3 which means a little bit difficult, comparatively difficult, than Part 1 and 2. Today we discuss a quite familiar topic, that is homes. Just look behind me. What do you see there? A beautiful old country home, English country home, old one, 150 years old, more than 150 years old, a beautiful country home. Do you like it? Really? Yes, anyone would like it. So here comes today's topic. See, do you think it is better to live in a country home or in a city? I repeat, do you think it is better to live in a country house or country home or in a city? And just recollect in your memory what all things are to be told and how to prepare in your mind. I told you several times, you must prepare yourself. So look at this beautiful country home once again. Very old one, very beautiful too. It will give you some nostalgic, ideas or thoughts about your own home where you lived years and years before. Now still you may be living there. Do you like to live there or you want to shift from there? So many thoughts might be coming into your mind. Let us move to the classroom. Do you think it is better to live in a countryside or in a city? What do you prefer? See, what do you prefer? Do you prefer to live in a countryside or in a city? What is your preference? How will you answer? So here are some ideas which I want to share with you. The benefits, the merits, the plus points of living in a countryside. Let us see what are the benefits. So of course you have to compare with the life in a city. So you have to compare. It is better that you know the grammar degrees of comparison. I think you may know it. If you have any doubts, just refer a video in SGK English. Just go to take your YouTube channel and press the search button and type degrees of comparison SGK English. You will directly go into that. Okay. So once refer after this video the grammar degrees of comparison. So what all are the benefits of staying or living in a countryside? Number one, a slower pace of life. Pace. Actually it means speed, but it means that life in a countryside moves at a slow pace. Slow pace. You see, in cities, big cities and towns, you can notice that people always hurry. They are always busy. Whereas in a countryside, you live a quite calm and quiet and peaceful atmosphere. And life too is moving at a slow, pace, slow speed. So you don't need to hurry. You live, with the theory, slow and steady win the race. So that is a plus point actually. So we don't take much tension there. Many plus points are there. Of course you have to compare. Even if you like countryside, don't say this side alone. You have to compare with how the life is there in a city. So we know that life in a countryside is comparatively slower. So slowly people will be moving. That means, it doesn't mean that they are, lagging behind the people in a city. Not that. It means that that speed and hurry-burry of cities you may not find in a countryside, and the life in a countryside. So that is the first advantage or plus point of living in a countryside. Then less pollution, that you know very well. Okay, now there are less factories, less business institutions, and the warmth of the village and countryside would be so mesmerizing, and you feel at home when you are in a countryside, quite against the life of a city. So less pollution, mainly air pollution, noise pollution, even water pollution, all kinds of pollution. It is comparatively less when you live in a countryside, and of course less noise also. So pollution is comparatively less when you live in a countryside in comparison with when you live in a city. And third one, stronger communities. Because people in a countryside live there from generation to generation. They don't move from one place to another place. Their parents and their parents, grandparents might have been living there, and they may have so much good memories, nostalgia might be there. People won't like to shift from there. And the people living nearby, they are all familiar with, surely. And when someone is in need, all will come to their aid. Whereas in a city, the nearby house, you are quite unaware, quite unfamiliar. You see, there is no cooperation among the people. They get up in the morning, go to their job, come back in the evening, sleep happily, that's all. They live in a narrow world. Within the four walls of their apartment or building they live. They don't mingle with the people outside. They don't know who are there, who are living nearby, who are the neighbors. They don't try to contact with them or try to cooperate with them in any way. Quite contrary to that, when you are living in a countryside, see, there are stronger communities. People live together, helping each other and being helped too. Yes, there will be strong bonds between the people that live in a countryside. Yes, of course, and the last one is large houses. Because, area is wide, because comparatively the place will be cheaper than in a city. So you will have big houses, a bigger courtyard, gardens, even swimming pools and other things all might be there. It's possible there. It's not possible in a city, not at all possible. So these are the main benefits or advantages of living in a countryside. So you can prefer whatever you like, but you must be explaining why it is so. Why do you like it? So these are the plus points. Some of them you may like it. You can add something more or many other items more. Yes, now let us come to the life in a city. How life moves in a city. Number one, more amenities. Means facilities. So remember that the stress is on second syllable here and there. Amenities and facilities. So we saw where the stress should be given and what is meant by stress and the syllables all we saw in the last but one video. Okay, you may remember that once, refer that please. So more amenities and better facilities. So that means you can understand better, facilities are there, luxurious houses with the AC and other facilities will be there. They don't wander from place to place. Everything is available there in the city. Whatever you want, say theaters, opera malls, then big institutions are there, very nearby to them. They don't need to travel, miles and kilometers. Everything will be there in the city. Nearby, all these things are there. You can go and enjoy life there. Of course, you can work, during your time of work, and after that you can move to other places and enjoy life. That is not possible in the countryside, in a countryside. So, better amenities and better or more facilities are there when you live in a city. Then, better prospects. Prospects generally is meant for job opportunities. You can get a better job, better payment, there also better increment, and you can move to higher positions when you are in a city, when you are living or staying or residing in a city. Get other words also, not just one word. So you are living in a city, you are residing in a city, you are staying in a city. Okay, many words, synonyms and antonyms. Have a good vocabulary. So, better prospects of getting better job, better payment, better opportunities, better promotions, all these things are there if you live in a city. And thirdly, better public transport. So, when you are in a countryside, you may not have that transportation facility. So there will be many, public transport facilities are there in cities which may not be possible in villages or in a countryside. Public transport will be available even if you don't have, your own transport facility. You can simply manage because you are in a city. So better public transport. And last but not the least, better education. So big universities are all will be all in cities, not in villages. Big institutions, better education institutions, better education. Quality education, better teachers. All you get in cities, not in a countryside. So all these things are the benefits of advantages of staying, living or residing in a city. You can make your own choice what to select, and you must compare. See, there are many words other than simple words. See, less, more, comparison, degrees of comparison. So learn thoroughly how to make these degrees of comparison, positive, comparative, superlative degrees, to change into other degrees without changing the meaning too. I repeat once again, you just refer the grammar item, degrees of comparison, go to YouTube, touch the search button, type degrees of comparison SGK English. Okay, so when you compare and state your, likes and dislikes, you have to use this grammar degrees of comparison. Moreover, your word should be coherent. There should be coherence. This is a word I want to explain today. Every video I will be explaining 2-3 new words for you. Of course, some may be knowing it, but to many it may not be that familiar. So whether it is speaking test or writing test, whatever you state, whatever you write, it should be coherent. Which means what? There should be consistency of ideas. Which means what? A logical arrangement of parts. Things are to be arranged in a logical order. That is what. So it should be coherent. There should be coherence in your argument. So things should be arranged in a logical manner. So take care of this word. We are studying this word, a new word for you. There should be coherence in your argument. Whether you support a countryside or you support city, it is your choice, no problem. You can support, but it should be reasonable. And that reasoning should be logically arranged. So logical arrangements of parts, it is known as a coherence. So studies word last time, we studied one word, paraphrase. So in the same way we study a new word and learn it, what is meant by that. Yes, it is a logical arrangement of parts. So your argument should be logically arranged. Yes. So you can make your own explanation why you like it, why you like not, why don't you like it. I mean city, or one you like, one you will like lesser. That is what. Okay, you don't dislike, no. So you like it better than other one. That's all. Okay, now that is why you have to say it. Say positively. Don't say negative things. So these benefits are there for that also, but this is better than that. That is your choice. I prefer. Okay, my preference. We can mention that. Okay, and while explaining that, you have to use, some lingers. So linking words, lingers, yes, or they can be called sequence markers. So you have to learn these lingers whenever you make a paragraph or explain something. So learn some of the lingers. You may know it. Some of them. First of all, in the first place, to begin with. Next, then, after that, later, soon, at the same time, in the meanwhile, however, similarly, consequently, and etc. Connecting lingers. So you must learn some of these lingers. We cannot use all of them in one answer or something, but you will be in need of some of these. You see what some consequently, as a result of that. Consequently, as a result of that is consequence. Okay, now what is the consequence of? As a result of that. Similarly means in the same way. Okay. However, so you want to say something and say something negatively. Negative things you want to say positive. Okay, now it was too hot. However, I decided to go out. So something you want to say negative, which you want to make it positive. So it means in spite of. There's a meaning of that. In spite of, despite, you must learn it. Okay, now, so you must learn some structural grammar also. So here these are all simple. So lingers, connecting lingers, or sequence markers, connecting lingers. First you can say no, first, at first, first of all, firstly, at first, or in the first place, or to begin with. You can use if it is, whenever it is necessary. Don't use it unnecessary in order to make the examiner feel that you know something great. No. You see, be selective. So whenever you are in need of, we should use it. But first of all, you should know what is the meaning of these, when to use them too. So study these, lingers or sequence markers, all of them, and use some of them when it is necessary. Okay, I repeat once again. First of all, in the first place, to begin with. Next, then, after that, later, soon, at the same time. In the meanwhile, however, similarly, consequently, etc. and etc. I hope it is clear to you. Study some of the structural grammar, and we will meet with another video. Thank you for watching. Meet you in the next video. Goodbye.